Detectives is filmed on location in Podunk County.
Sure is awfully quiet today. Oh, I'm sure we'll get a call for something. Ever a dull moment in this town.
Calling all cars. We need a unit to respond. Suspect trying to replace his own camshaft. Doesn't have a clue what he's doing. Sounds like he might even be under the influence of something. Proceed with caution.
10-4, we're on it. Whoa, whoa! Cease! Drop the tool! Put your hands where I can see them! Hey man, I'm just trying to change camshank on this thing, man! Yeah, we see that. Doesn't look like you got a clue what you're doing. Drop the tools, leave it to the professionals. Step away from the tools, sir! We don't want this to turn ugly! Well, just gonna take these pinchers right here and start turning on. Whoa! Do not do that! Put the tools down, sir! Step away from the tractor! Do you want to get shot?
He's been drinking all day. Been trying to fix that mower. He don't know what he's doing.
Hey, quit bothering me and go back inside, alright? Very well. You know what, detectives? I'm just trying to save a couple bucks while working on myself. I wasn't trying to hurt the little fella. Yeah, well, when we get a call saying that you're abusing equipment, misusing tools and drinking, then it becomes our problem. So put the tools down. Drop them. Aren't you already on probation? Well, yeah, for botched valve job I did last summer, but so what? You're in violation of your probation. We're gonna have to take you downtown to sort this out. Well, I ain't going back to no jail, so you're here. Pterodactyl here, and today's how-to video is going to be on this here Kohler Courage, and I'm going to show you how to replace that gasket, because this here's a bucket engine, and the oil pan gasket is on the top. And there's the part number for the pan gasket. Your price may vary. Okay. First thing, take out the 4 screws that hold the cover on and the dipstick. And pop off that screen, it just pops off. And the reason we're replacing that gasket is these bolts had loosened up. And this one here, it broke off altogether. And oh, looky there. There's the head of the bolt fell down in there. This is pretty common on these. So what it did is it blew, you can see here, if you can see real close through the camera, it blew this section of gasket out. And it's starting to leak oil. And another thing that tends to do is crack the block too. And you can see somebody welded that back up. But all these bolts are loose. So I'm going to show you how to disassemble this so you can change that. So you're going to need a 15mm socket to pull this flywheel nut off. Flywheel bolt. Then we're going to take off this little metal piece and the fan. And we're going to remove the washer from the bolt. And we're going to put the bolt back in. Now the flywheel won't come off with the coil on, so we need to remove these 2 screws, 5/16, and swing our coil out of the way. Now, I know a lot of people all the time, oh, you need to get a flywheel puller when you're pulling that flywheel. You shouldn't hit it with a hammer. Been doing this for over 40 years. I haven't ruined one yet. This works. I'm not going to hurt nothing. By prying up on the flywheel and whacking that bolt in the center with a hammer. Because I'm prying up on the crankshaft and knocking it down. So I'm not going to hurt nothing. One good solid blow right in the middle. Off comes the flywheel, see? Now they're using a straight key. Okay, we got that off. Now, 2 more screws. Take this off, but they're Torx T30s. And you notice that this plate is slotted. You can adjust the engine RPM by sliding this plate back and forth. So it's also an adjustment for the high speed. So when you go to put it back on, you might want to put these screws right back in the same place they came off. You can see where the bolt kind of made a mark, so you're going to want to put it back in that same spot. Otherwise, it's going to change the high RPM of the motor, because this plate is putting tension on that governor spring. So we want to take these out and just put this off to the side. And if you want, put the screws back in so you don't lose them. And you can do the same for the coil. Put the screws back in so you don't lose them. 3/8. We're going to take the starter off next. Get that out of our way. 2 nuts. Just like me and Junior, a couple of nuts. I'm going to put them back on. Now you got to get the coil alternator off. Now I've seen where some guys just flop it out of the way, but I like to take it off because I don't want to damage it. So again, 5/16 to take off the voltage regulator. This is the voltage regulator, in case you don't know. And again, you can put the screws back in so you don't lose them. Now you can get to this plug and unplug it. I'm going to put that off to the side. I'm going to put the screws in there, but you can put them back in the holes. Now, got to disconnect these wires. Now I have a special tool for doing that, a regular tool for releasing it. But you can make something like this. All it's got to be is something flat and thin. And if you look, you can see the tabs here. See how it's cut out in the top? So that tool fits in there, and you're just pushing a little tab down. And that will release these wires. And it doesn't matter, they're both white, so they just go on the outside. Now when you go to reinstall it, you're going to want to bend these little tabs back up so they lock in. Now we can pull the alternator. 5/16 again. Now we can take the alternator off and get it out of the way and put it in a safe place. You do not want to nick these wires or you're going to ruin this thing. So make sure you put it in a safe place. So I'm going to go put it in the safe. No, I'm going to put it on the seat. And then again, if you want, so you don't lose your screws, put them back in. So you know where they're at. So you're not sitting there going, what did I do with them 2 screws that held that alternator on? I don't know. What'd you do with them? I don't know. They were right here. Put them back in the hole. 10 millimeter now. To zip all these out. Most of them were loose. There's a bunch of them. Now they put a bunch of screws on this thing, but for some reason there's a lot of torque up here on the top of this motor because they keep working loose all the time on these engines. See it all the time. can't get this one in there too good. Here we go. Now, if you ain't got a battery impact, you're just gonna have to take them out with hand tools. They're all the same length. They're metric. This one's damaged because it got into the flywheel. That's what happens too. Sometimes they work their way up and the flywheel grabs it and breaks it off. Then you can take a hammer and just gently tap the cover. And you're gonna have to tap it up from both sides. Oh yeah, one other thing. Geez, I almost forgot. Got to take this off too. 10 millimeter again. Got to get this out of our way. Now we can tap over here. Give it a Wigglesworth. There we go. Coming up. All right, there we go. Look what's inside that motor. Plastic cams. Don't you just love it? Let's make it out of plastic. And you can see this part of the gasket's gone. And the oil don't look good in there either. So, don't mess with these cams. And if you are going to mess with them, where's my channel lock? Rotate it. You can take the spark plug out, make it easier. So the marks line up. I'm going to put my glasses on. See, there's marks. Says intake on this cam, says exhaust on this cam. Line them up before you, if you want to take these cams out. This cam on this side's got the compression release. Look at that. Look at how loose and sloppy that is. What a piece of junk this thing is. Look at it. This looks like something you'd build in your garage or shed. So if you want, you can push hold down on this because that little rod will come out. And you can take this cam out. Got to be careful though. Here we go. Because there's a little pin in there and this whole thing will come out. See? And it's got a pin on the bottom. And it'll lock into a spot down there. There's your compression release. And this one's pretty sloppy. Look at it. It's all falling out. That's if you want to take the cam out. Maybe peek around in there. Alright, I'm going to put that back on. So now I'll scrape the gasket off and then we'll put it all back together. Let me line this back up. There we go. Okay, we slurped the oil out and you can see it's pretty nasty down in there. We're going to clean that out. Now remember when this pin came out? There is a washer that goes underneath it. Now I'm only telling you this just in case when you want to take this apart, this came apart on you. So that's how it goes. And that pin fits in there. Now on this side, this is your oil pump. So this one doesn't come out. This is how the oil gets pumped when this is spinning around. So I'm going to put that back in there. Oh, this is your governor shaft, in case you want to know. And this is your synchro balance or counterbalance weight. And then on the cover, you know, there's a hole for that right there. Here's your governor gear. Here's the other holes for these shafts to fit into. So I'm going to go ahead and clean all that out, which, you know, you may want to too, so that's why I'm showing you how to take this apart and put it back together. So I'm going to go ahead and mop all them boogers out of there, and then we're going to put the gasket on.
Lawn Mower Detectives, gonna bring you down if you're a clown.
Okay, I mopped it up as best I could with some rags. I got it as clean as I could. Obviously, the person that owns this mower didn't take very good care of it. Now I'm going to drop this back down. Make sure that that little lifter is up. And then we're going to line it up with the intake. Remember those marks? And then here's the other one. And then that's going to say exhaust. Want to make sure that's back. We're going to line that up. Just like that. And then put that washer back on. Now we're ready to put the gasket on. Alright, now remember that bolt was broke? They're generally loose, but if not, you can grab it. Enough was sticking up, you can grab it with a pair of channel locks or vice grips. Looks like there's something else in there. Yeah, more bolt. This bolt broke a couple of times. Now that's a problem. Now I got to get that out. Alright, I'm going to try my left-handed drill bits. Believe it or not, they got left-handed drill bits. I got these from Matco. I'm sure there's other places that make them. This come in a set. If I can get it open. With easy outs and drills. So I'm going to see if I can grab it with this left-handed bit. And see if I can get it out. Yeah, there we go. See, it walked it out. Don't want them. Now I can grab it. Woo! I got scared there for a minute. There, now we got that old bolt out. Look at that thing, broke in 2 places. I've never seen that before. Now you're probably wondering, oh look, it's cracked, the block's cracked. Yeah, the block is cracked. I have another fix for that. And you can tell, look, this locating pin. That's just a locating pin when you go to put it back together. Look at it, even broke that. Alright, let me put the gasket on. I have another video that shows you how to fix that cracked block. I got the cover all cleaned up. Now we're going to put that on. Wiggle it. It's probably those cam pins. Sometimes the governor gears. So you might take a pair of channel locks to get it to mesh, see? So take some channel locks and give it a wiggle's worth. Alright? Might have to give it a little tap. There it goes. You don't want to force it. There. Alright. Now we're going to try it. Make sure nothing's bound up. There it goes. I heard it snap in when I turned the crank. Alright. Now you put all your bolts back in. And then when you tighten them, because it didn't come with instructions, Just tighten them back and forth in a cross pattern. A little bit at a time till you get them nice and snug. I don't know what the Torx spec is, just tighten them up. And you're gonna put Loctite on them. We're gonna put Loctite on these bolts. So you gotta clean the bolts real good if they got oil on them or the Loctite won't work. So you can spray them down with carb spray or brake cleaner to clean the threads. Okay, now this bolt's different because that's the one that was broke off. It's an 8mm bolt, the thread. It's 8mm in diameter. It's a little bit longer than the ones here, so I stuck it in this hole because this hole goes all the way through. So if you had a longer bolt, you could stick it in this because it would go all the way through. So now I got to get a wrench to tighten that one up. Alright, first I'm going to reinstall the alternator because the bolts are all nice and tight. I know you're going to be, what's the Torx spec? Just tighten them down. It's not the space shuttle, it's a lawnmower. What's important is tightening them in a cross pattern, snugging them down a little bit at a time, and then go all the way around and check them. Torx spec me to death. See, there's torque hands. That's what I call these hands. Alright, now we're going to put our wires back in that plug. And if you notice, the little knots, and that's how you put it back in, and you'll hear it click in. See, there's a little knots at the top of that plug, and that's where the little tab goes. Locks back in. Now we can put the regulator on. Now we can bolt it back to the block. That's where the grass rats music comes in. Torque specs are important for like cylinder heads and connecting rods, but for some of this stuff, use your own judgment and don't be a beast and twist them off and think you got to get them so tight. Just a little screw. Don't go all Hulk on it. Put our starter on. Tighten her down. Tighten her down. Tighten her down. See, these are little screws too. Look at how wimpy them are. Hold that starter on. So don't go crazy cranking down on them. They feel like they're going to bust right now. And I'm barely tightening them. That's all I want to do on those. Be careful on those. They feel weak. Okay. Now let's put this back on. So again, if you want to increase your RPMs, you can slide this thing forward. Beware, you're overspeeding this junky engine to begin with. You're going to speed it up even faster. You're going to throw a rod even faster. There's my T30. There she is. So I'm going to put them right back where those screw marks were. Right there. Tighten them down. Yeah. Now these you can tighten down There we go. All right, flywheel time. Now you might want to, since you got it off, got a bunch of dirt in here, you might want to clean that out. So I'm going to blow this out real quick, and then we're going to put it on. Flywheel on. Try to line up that keyway, because you're going to slide it in. Don't try to do it the other way. And then take a screwdriver or something and tap it in there. Alright, I'll take the bolt out. Put the fan on. Notched out for the magnets here. And there's two little holes it fits in. It's got to drop in. See? They drop into there. There we go. And this washer got little notches on it. The washer for the flywheel bolt is kind of cupped, so you want it like that. And we're going to tighten it down. Now you want to make sure this is tight, not, you know, killer tight, but tighten it up so it don't shear that key. 15 millimeter. That's good and tight. That's German. Good and tight. Now your coil, flop that back on. Now I could see how the shape of that is with that, because you don't want to put it on upside down, so the coil went like that with the terminal up. Now I gotta find the screws. See, I should have put the screws back in there. I'm not even following my own video. I can't find the screws now. Pull the coil back and then snug it. And bring the magnets around. 10 thousandths, 10 to 12. Not that critical. You just want a gap. Then loosen them up. Magnets will suck it tight. You can snug it down now. Don't follow my own advice. I didn't put the screws back in. We were hunting around for about a good 10 minutes looking for these screws. We found them. Knucklehead. I'm no better than anybody else. Alright, now let's put this on. Our air box. Need cord. These are 10 millimeter, but the only thing that's going to fit in there is a 1/4 inch drive socket because they're so close. Snug them up good. Don't go all Hulk on it now. Alright. Cable's still working. We got full choke. Alright, we got to put oil in it, and then we're going to fire it up. Make sure it starts. Fingers crossed. Let's see if this thing will start. I hope I got everything back together right. Okay. That's all there is to changing that gasket. It's a pretty long video, ain't it? This thing's got some other issues I got to address. But as always, there's your dinner. There's your dinner. Where'd he go? That way. Whoa, whoa, whoa. He's a creature of habit. He's got to be hiding amongst these lawnmowers. Let's split up. All right. Caw-caw! Caw-caw! Boopity-bop-boop. All right. Now another step closer, or this coil gets you. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, you don't want to do that. You're in enough trouble already. Come on, just put the coil down. Just put it down. I'm crazy, man. I'll do it. Just back up, all right? Now another step closer.
Tandy, put them cutters down. Turn yourself in.
Listen to her, Tandy. We don't want this to go any further than it already has. Well, if I turn myself in, will you be waiting for me on the outside? With my favorite pot roast in the oven, fire in the place, and Dog the Bounty Hunter Season 3 on DVR?
Anything you want, hon. Put them cutters down. Nobody wants to see you harm that coil.
All right, baby. I'll do it for you. I love you.
Get him. Don't hurt him.
Get off me.
Don't hurt him.
Get back. Get back. You want to go to jail next?
Don't hurt him.
All right. I got him.
Don't hurt him.
Get off.
Don't hurt him.
Let's go. Come on, you.
Calling all units. We got a report of a man trying to bypass the safety switch on his riding mower.
Let's go, Junior. Looks like we got ourselves a jumper. Yeah. Detective Dactyl here. We're on our way.